Hey guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 71 of our Hearts of Midlothian save, and today it's a cup double. We play St Mirren in the Scottish Cup, Sevilla in a one-off game in the Europa League first knockout round. That's going to be huge, but before we get to that, the transfer window is closed, and I tell you what, it's finally happened. Celtic squad has been picked apart. Ryan Gravenberch has gone to Bayern Munich. Let's not look at how much money they've got for these players because that's going to be depressing, but a very, very good player has left. Christian Ayar, a very, very good player has left. One for the Aston Villa fans of us out there. So he's left as well, and as has another one of their centre-backs. Maybe less good, but certainly high potential. Obviously, they've spent money. They've spent a lot of money to replace them, but that's three big, big parts of their team gone, basically. So they're going to have to replace them. The new player's going to have to settle in. I'm saying there's a chance. If you have a quick look at the rest of the transfer window, because we did have a little bit of movement ourselves on the last day. Eamon Brophy has left the club, 49,000 off to Motherwell. His contract was up the end of this season, so I was actually quite happy to get 50 grand back for him, I should say. Is he? I don't know. Was he a flop? Did he work out? I mean, he scored some goals. He played relatively well when he did play. We haven't used him at all this season. He was we just outgrew him basically. I don't regret signing him, but wouldn't say he was a raging success either. I think he's just one of those guys. He came in, he did a job when we need, when and where we needed him to do it. We've moved past him, and now he moves on to Motherwell. So best of luck to him. But yeah, that is what it is. Now, before we get to today's episode, let's have a look at how we've gone in the game since last episode. Starting off with our match against Hamilton. McDonald opened the scoring just before half-time, reacting quickly to Doddle's deflected shot. He doubled our lead with 20 minutes to go, heading home Mitchell's cross. Hamilton pulled one back quickly with a powerful effort from the edge of the area. But McDonald sealed his hat-trick and the points, again getting on the end of a Mitchell cross. So there we go, an Anthony McDonald masterclass in scoring. We were the better team in this, but we were far from our best. I think the player ratings kind of bear that out for us. Dimitri Mitchell obviously back to his best as well. You can see we did have the better of the game, but I'd hardly say we played them off the park. 3-1's maybe a little bit flattering for us. Next up, who was it? We played Dundee United. Oh, tough game against Dundee United. We fell behind to an early goal as our defence fell asleep. Brewster turned into space and finished well to draw us level. Inaki Dominguez smashed home our second to give us the lead. And Lewis Hartford sent a tracer bullet into the net just before half-time to seal the points. So there you go, we fell behind, as you saw, and then we did respond quite well. We were okay after that in the first half. Second half was a bit of a nothing event, to be honest, but it was Brewster, Dominguez, and Hartford with the goals. Some nice goals in there as well, I thought. All three goals were very well taken in their own ways. Excuse me. But yeah, a big 3 points. Now, if we have a look at what all that means for the league table, you can see that we are still top, still only a point ahead of Celtic. It's neck and neck. It's daylight to second. It is essentially a two-horse race at this point, but yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's going to be very, very interesting, that title race. But the title race is for another day. Today, it's all about the cups. You can look at January just quietly. What a month that was for us. Yeah, so we've got St Mirren first up here. Then we play Sevilla. So let's have a look at what we are up against here. Now, there was one other small piece of transfer news, and that was finances. How far back do I have to go? There we go. That was Usi Tutu. We actually got a bid for him on deadline day. It was 3.5 million again from QPR, and again our player rejected the contract, which is a bit of a shame. So I would have liked 3.5 million for Usi Tutu just to help boost everything up. You can see we've got our wage budget back under where it should be, which is good. So, I mean, everything's looking okay so far. Obviously, the further we go in Europe and the Scottish Cup here as well, the better things will be. Now, we are the favourites this one. St Mirren are top of the championship, as you can see up there, or maybe you can see up there. It's very small writing. Alex Neil is their manager. Adventurous, standard playing style. If we have a look at what we're expecting here from the data analysis report, we're expecting them to play like this. They may not, though, just given that, we're top of the Premier League and they're obviously a division below, so they may be a little bit more defensive than that. You can see they lost last time out. They were quite narrow in that, so we might be able to get down the sides of them. Passing network and key passes there as well. And with an eye very much on the Sevilla game, this is the team that we are sending out. We're going to give Maurice a game in goal. He needs to play if he's going to develop. And I think the Cup is probably a very good, especially this stage of the Cup, is a very good time to give him some game time. It's going to be Mitchell, Fitzgerald, Proctor and Lang as a back four. Hickey and Turnbull go in midfield. It's McDonald, it's Buckley, it's Clare. In behind McNeil, who has not scored a goal yet this season. He's a talented striker. Very, very high potential. He needs to play to get these technical skills up. And he needs to score to make sure he's playing. Because the striker that doesn't score is about as useful as tits on a bull, to quote an Australian proverb there. You can see here they have actually come out much, much more defensive, which makes me wonder if we should change the way we're playing just because they might look to hit us on the break. Expect to pick up where they left off. Let's come on, lads. Show what you can do to keep our run going. It has been quite the run that we're on right now. Not Everton levels of unbeaten runs, but it's not far off, is it? All right, here we go. It's now if we do get through St Mirren here, we're hosting Rangers in the quarterfinal. So you would imagine if we then get through that, we've got to be favourites if we're not already to lift the cup. Then don't we? With Celtic. Now this is the team that did knock Celtic out. So they're no easy beats by any means. And of course, having to play Lang, what is that, mate? What is that? Having to play our second string. We don't have to play the second string, but realistically, it's a decent attempt. He's held him up. Lang has given away a penalty now. Oh, it's Benny Hill at his best, and that is just a calamity of errors. And now we need Maurice to save us here to stop us from falling behind. Maurice. He's dived straight past it. Tony Watt, he was at Celtic, wasn't he? He scored did he score against Barcelona in the Champions League like years ago now? I don't think I'm dreaming that up. Can we give it? We can. Let's give it a show some passion here, boys. Some concentrate. How's he not kicked that away with his legs? Not the start we were looking for. This is not the start you were looking for. Come on, boys. All right, here we go again. Now let's try and pass it to each other this time. Here we go. Turnbull to Mitchell. Over to Hickey. In his deep-lying playmaker role where he does look useful at times. Proctor, back for Hickey, for Proctor. We're just letting ourselves get closed down a little bit here. Maybe we're just drawing them out, though. Maybe this is intelligent. Here we go with McDonald. McDonald's over for Turnbull. Look for Mitchell. He does find Mitchell. Can we get a cross in for McNeil in the middle? It's back post. It's McDonald! Oh, he's scoring for fun lately. Anthony McDonald, 7th goal of the season. And that is 1-1. Much more like it, boys. Much, much more like it. We can do it. We can pass to each other. And that hopefully will settle us down now as well. We shouldn't have anything to fear from a championship team here. Of course, as I said, that's probably what Celtic said as well, isn't it? We do have to just bear that in mind. I don't care if it was offside because it wasn't given. We do just have to bear that in mind because they did knock Celtic out. I'll tell you what, Maurice has done really, really well there. And they're tricky, aren't they? You can already tell they're a tricky team. Was it last season they got relegated? We've definitely played them in the Premiership, if not last season, the season before. So they're not, they're a decent enough championship team, you would imagine. Proctor doesn't quite get to that. Martin Keown over to Muzek, is it? Come on, can we get a tackle in here, please, boys? Let's win that. There we go. Anthony McDonald, he's looking like Pele right now. Go on, mate. Go on, mate. Can he get a good cross in? Is McNeil in the middle? It's back post. It's Sean Clare! And Sean Clare goal! You've heard of Totti goal. This is Clare goal. 18th of the year for him. McDonald turns to the assist machine. And that is what we like to see. Just for a second then I thought we were going to be on the end of another St Mirren highlight. But McDonald nicks it, runs the length of the field, crosses into the back post. And there's Sean Clare. He can score with the thunder bastard from outside the area. He can attack the ball and score with his head. He's Cristiano Ronaldo, isn't he? He's the English Ronaldo. Here we go again. McDonald to Turnbull. Have it, mate. Oh, what a shot that is. What a goal that is. And it's 3-1. And suddenly, it all looks very, very simple, doesn't it? That was an absolute tracer bullet into the back. And that's the second time this episode I've used the word tracer bullet. Or a term. It's not really a word, is it? It's a term or a phrase. I don't know what it is. But it's in the back and that is what it is. Look at that. Turnbull have some of that. Leighton in goal. I'm assuming that I wonder if that's any relation to. Is it Jimmy? No, what's is it Jimmy Leighton? I wonder if it is. I'll check off camera because nobody else knows what I'm talking about. The Aberdeen guy. He was at Aberdeen for years. He played for Scotland. I think it was the '98 World Cup. I only know that because I'm a very, very casual Aberdeen fan. I have the Ewan Jess jersey from back in the day. For those of you who recognise that name. Actually, my first game of European football when I first moved here was Pittodrie to see them play Kilmarnock. So there's a bit of Aussie villain trivia for you. Oh, there we go. Come on, Buckley. Take that nicely. McDonald again. Oh, I tell you what, the goalkeeper has some questions to answer. That is the second goal of the game now for McDonald. 8th goal, and I think he scored them all in the last 3 games, to be honest. He's a scoring machine right now. Let's give them some praise. And there we go again. Yeah, when I first moved to the UK, I flew in Thursday. Then I left Friday to drive from Bradford up to Aberdeen to watch the game Saturday. Yeah, so that tells you my level of craziness at times, doesn't it? So there we go. It's been a relatively even game. I tell you what, I don't even know if finishing's been the difference. I think as much as I think goalkeeping has been the difference. They've got. I wonder what this guy's handling is. I'm wondering if it's a 12. So it's not the worst. When they sort of stick their hands up and it goes straight through it, I'm wondering what attribute that is. I thought it might be handling. Maybe it is, but let's see here. We're going to prove a point today. I've just got to be assertive. Don't get complacent here, boys. I do wonder. No, so do we take Dimitri Mitchell off in case we need him in the European game coming up here against Sevilla? The one thing I would like, I had a choice, but I really did have to send McIntosh out on loan to Kilmarnock because he wanted first team football. And to be honest, he is a very high potential player for us. And to make sure he's going to see that potential, he does need to be playing. So if it's not with us, we really do need to loan him out. But I do just wonder if perhaps that wasn't. Maybe we needed somebody else in to replace him. All right, let's give this guy a run out. I'm just looking at Turnbull. He had picked up a bit of a minor injury before this. I think he might have been flu or something. It wasn't anything serious. But I'm thinking it's a good opportunity to give him a debut here. And just keep Turnbull again, just in case we need him for Sevilla. Dozzell has picked up an injury as well, as has Rian Brewster, actually. Didn't do a very good job recapping that, did I? But yeah, Brewster and Dozzell have both picked up injuries, so they're not available for games right now, which doesn't help the situation, but it is what it is. We'll manage to get by. What we'll do is Curtis Jones will come in and play on the right against Sevilla in place of Brewster. Good ball, Clare. Oh, he's missed one. The world's going to end. Sean Clare's missed the goal. It's coming down to the end. There's 30 seconds to go here. It's been a bit of a snooze fest this second half, hasn't it? It can sometimes happen when you say don't get complacent. But it's another game without a goal for McNeil as well. Can Clare pull one back? It's headed away. Hickey's picked it up. Can we find McNeil? I really want the guy to get a goal. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll struggle on without it. We do get a lot of goals from our wide players, but the problem is that was a really, really good comeback, wasn't it? A bit of a shaky start, but responded superbly, I'm going to say there. We got away with one today. No, let's just say don't get complacent. So there we go, Hearts secure the victory at Tynecastle. Achievement Centre, I don't care about that. It's the debut out of the way for Atkinson, which is good. More money in the bank. We get Rangers, there it is there, in the quarter-final of the Scottish Cup. And like I say, if we win that, there's not much else, is there? I mean, Aberdeen's beaten us this year, so they're no mugs. Hibernian is dangerous, I guess. Hamilton, we've struggled past in Inverness. There's a lot of teams there, but a lot of teams that we should beat. There's not a lot of teams. There's 7 other teams, isn't there? McDonald, look at that. 4 assists. What's the word I'm looking for? But 2 goals, 2 assists in a 4-goal game. Absolutely stunning from him. Guys, wait right there. It's a date with destiny. We host Sevilla in the Europa League right now. Well, not now. I did this yesterday. Not now. Next. Okay, welcome back. It is now time for our date with destiny against Sevilla. You can see they are the favourites. We are in excellent form, however, so you just never know. Now, I did forget at the start as well. Mark in the comments said to have a look at Lunan as a goalkeeper. He is very much out of our price range. You can see he's currently at Shakhtar, 57 grand a week. He did start at Real Madrid, but he just moved a few seasons ago there for 11.5 million. So definitely looks like a very, very good goalkeeper, mate. But yeah, like you did say in the comments, definitely out of our price range as well. Now, let's have a quick look at what we're expecting here. Sevilla, they are coached by Pablo Manson. The name sounds familiar. Looks like he is currently the Sevilla manager, which is why that makes sense. So balanced mentality, direct playing style. Unfortunately for the analysis reports, we have absolutely nothing. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. We are expecting them to go with a sort of 1 striker, 2 number 10s. So that being the case, I spent a lot of time, couldn't decide whether to play in this formation or our usual one, so we're going to go with this one. We have the ability to change things if we need to. So Amar goes in goal. It's Taylor, Hehu, Coping, and Johnson as a back four. Cochrane, Dominguez, and Hartford in midfield. It's Jones and Clare down the wings. It's Lancaster up top. We do have Uche on the bench and goal-scoring McDonald as well. We can change things if we need to. Hopefully we won't need to. There we go. So they are playing as the scouts expected. So that's a positive. We're going to try and look for overlaps, get down the sides of them. Maybe the problem, and the only issue I have with Lancaster playing up there is we lack sort of that height, that strength to occupy the back three. But yeah, we'll just have to see how we go. Come on, lads, show what you can do. I almost think that maybe that's just the best thing. Show me what you can do. I don't know what to make of this game. Are they any better than Sevilla? Than Benfica. Because Benfica came here and they beat us not that comfortably. I mean, the scoreline looked comfortable. They beat us away, but they came here and we beat them. So, do we put them on roughly that level? I'd like to think so. So, if it was a Champions League tie between Sevilla and Benfica, you'd say, oh, it's a pretty close thing. Cochrane, we've seen him score, but not quite that far out. But promising that the first highlight was indeed for Hearts. Here we go again. Can we get onto that? Dominguez is there. Dominguez, can he get a ball into the box? He goes out for Sean Clare. Do we have men forward? It's Jones! It's just over the bar. Oh, for a wonderful second then I saw the screen flashing, and now we've got work to do from the corner. Oh, it's a good save from Amar. It's... Jesus. We've got... Everybody breathe. It's okay. Come on, boys. Come on. We are being positive. We're not going to sit back here. We're not going to die wondering. Albeit we did go with a little bit more defensive lineup. Here we go with Cochrane again. Back for Coping. Looks to find Johnson. Does so. Johnson, cross-field ball. They always make me nervous, but he who's there with it. Good look at this. We're spreading the play nicely. Clare. Space in midfield there to run into. That's a good ball for Taylor. Can he get a little bit of quality? Lancaster, it's blocked. It's a good block too, to be fair. It comes back in, and again it's away. Dominguez, just have it, mate. Just have it. Lewis, Hartford. Hartford for Jones! Oh, no knocking around there. Jones lathers it into the back of the net. It's 1-0, 20 minutes in. And what a goal by Curtis Jones. Excellent, excellent stuff. Loving this. Ellie's leaving. It's too loud for her. Sorry, Eloise. But that's okay. She'll come back. 1-0. Go on, boys. What a goal it was. We just moved it around nicely, didn't we? And it is an 8th goal, as I say. I don't even know what I've said. Let's demand more. Let's demand more here. Come on, boys. Half an hour gone. Oh, can we dream? Can we dream? We've only had the one shot on target, but they've had absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Come on, boys. Let's demand more again. Cochrane on a booking. We don't really have anybody to drop in there. What we could do is we could push He Who forward and bring O'Connor on. Would be the backup plan there for Cochrane, but we'd obviously lose his ball playing ability if we did that. So ideally we won't have to do that. Yeah. Come on, boys. Come on. What do we say to this? It's got to be things are going well. There's room for improvement. I think we'll go with that, and then what we'll do is we'll tell the players that aren't playing particularly well, that they can do a little bit better. I just want to tell Cochrane, don't get yourself sent off before I forget. I do wonder if we should have said don't get complacent, but I feel like against this sort of opposition, maybe I should have said that, just remind them that, this is a very, very good team. But I don't think we're playing necessarily that well. There's been no highlights in the game, has there, essentially? We've got one chance, we've taken it, more or less. We just need to keep our heads. That corner was lucky, wasn't it? That could easily have ended up in the back of our net. We're 45 minutes away from getting to the last 16 of the Europa League here. Here we go with Hartford, and that's a kickoff highlight that leads to nothing. I'm looking at Clare and Lancaster and just wondering if that's not working. Amar! Oh, you can say he makes the save. Is the rebound going to do anything? Coping with a decent tackle. Hartford's there, hacks it clear, and here we go on the break. Sean Clare, look through the middle, mate. He finds Curtis Jones. What can Jones do? He finds Johnson getting forward. Johnson dinks one in. It's Jones, and it's over the bar. What a counter-attacking goal that would have been. Excellent stuff, boys. Come on, demand more. We're not having much of the ball, which is a slight concern. I'm wondering... I'm not liking what I'm seeing from the front guys there. What I think we might do... We're going to bring Uche on, but do we bring him on for Lancaster or Clare? Lancaster's looking nervous, so it might have to be him. We'll play him as the pressing forward, just let him go out there and play the way he normally plays. Hartford's also looking nervous, which isn't ideal. Let's show some passion here. Come on, boys. Fire it up. Couple more players on bookings now. Well, Dominguez, not a couple more. Just Dominguez on a booking. We've come back into possession a little bit. I do wonder if maybe we just need Uche up there holding up possession. That might be what we were lacking with Lancaster, and it was my little concern. Oh my god, we're so close. We're going to have to start closing it down. We won't change the way we're passing just to be safe. We'll slow things down a little bit. The fullbacks are already on support, so we'll leave that. Boys, come on, concentrate here, boys. You're so close. We're so close. There's 30 seconds to go. Amar goes long for Darnell Johnson. Darnell Johnson. Just be sensible. Oh, what are we doing? Don't. Get rid of it. There we go. Up there we go. Curtis Jones with space now. Can he find Uche making a run in behind? Can he find Claire making a run in behind? He looks for Uche. It maybe wasn't what was needed. Ref, come on, blow it up, mate. We're so close. It's 10 seconds. It's not even 10 seconds. Surely they're not going to score. There it is, boys. There it is. We go again. We're into the round of 16, the second knockout round. And you can't say we didn't deserve it. We didn't do well with our shooting, but they didn't have a sniff. That entire game, they never had a sniff. Boys, that is incredible. Hearts secure victory at Tynecastle. It wasn't a classic. It wasn't our best performance of the year, but it was enough, wasn't it? It was only just enough, but it was enough. Guys, before we end this episode, the draw for the next round is coming up. Let's see who we get in the round of 16. And here we go. It is the European Cup, or the Euro Cup, or the Europa League, as it's more commonly known. The second knockout round draw. Let's have a look and see who we can get. Now, behind my head here, there's Ajax, there's Monaco, Bournemouth, Bayern Munich, Lazio, Olympic Lyon, and PSG and Roma. Jesus, there's some names in there, isn't there? And then you can see Arsenal, Mönchengladbach, Everton, ourselves, Legia Warsaw. They're the dream, aren't they? Olympic Marseille, RB Leipzig, and Valencia. Now, it's going to be over 2 legs now. I mean, really, I think we want to avoid possibly the English teams. So you wonder how we'd go against Bournemouth. I mean, you want to avoid Paris at all costs because they could absolutely embarrass us. We probably want to avoid Arsenal, yeah. Otherwise, when we see we've beaten Mönchengladbach, Lazio's first out of the hat, they get Legia. Why did that switch? Bournemouth get RB Leipzig. So most of the second team out's the first home team. Is that the way it works? Bayern. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. So it's Bayern Munich, boys. Well, if we beat them, we know we're a good team. Yeah, I mean, the run might end at the round of 16, but let's face it, that's a really, really good run. Yeah, Bayern Munich, I'm going to say they're a step up from, Sevilla. Are they? They're probably at the level of Barcelona. Yeah, I mean, playing at home first, in a way, it's not the best because we can only really get smashed, can't we? Oh, it's just a one-off game as well. Okay, so I tell you what. Again, it's a one-off game. You just never know. That's just renewed my faith. It's renewed my faith. So I think what we'll do, we've got a Celtic game in there somewhere as well, don't we? How do we do this? All right, what we might do is we might come back next episode for Inverness and Celtic, because that's a massive game, isn't it? At home as well in the title race. And then the next episode we'll do Rangers and we'll do Bayern Munich. Both two massive home games to see where this season goes for us. But guys, if you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Bayern Munich. Bayern effing Munich. Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know at home. And we're looking a decent team in Europe at home. But I think, as I said, I think Bayern Munich's another step up again, isn't it? Guys, that's it for today. I've been Aussie. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.